What's up guys, Learning with Rich here again. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to create a VAB box. Specifically, we are going to create a dual duct VAB box. So for those who's just starting designing in HVAC, so VAB box, it's stands for Variable Air Volume Box. Okay, so it is a part of an air conditioning system and it is located inside the ductwork. So it is designed to control the airflow to a specific area that is called zone. So we have already learned how to create a zone. So this time, so let's try to create this family, this mechanical equipment. So this equipment that we'll be creating, I'm not going to create here a parametric one. So we're just going to create a simple family and we're going to put connectors to that so that we'll be able to generate duct from that equipment. Okay, so to start with, let's create a new family here and then let's use the mechanical equipment template. There you go. Okay, so as you can see by default, we are now here on the reference level. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is let's create our reference plane. It's like the skeleton of your family. So we're going to create the reference plane. We're going to use the peak lines tool. And then we're going to specify here the offset distance like 610. Okay, and then I'm going to pick one here and then pick to the other side. And then let's create another set of reference planes, 310 for that, or let's say 305. All right, so 305. So I pick here one, I pick here two. There you go. Okay, now we are going to constrain this reference plane. So to do that, so let's create an align dimension. So I click this, I pick starting here, pick this, and then I pick this. And then don't forget to click the EQ here. So the EQ symbol ensures that whenever there is a change in the position of one of the reference planes with equality constraint, the other reference plane moves symmetrically, something like this. So if I click this one, the other side will move as well. So they are symmetrical, right? Anyway, so I'll just put another dimension here at the top. Let's constrain also this side. EQ, don't forget to click that, and then let's put another dimension here. There you go. Okay, next, the next thing that I'm going to show you is we're going to create shared parameter. The reason why we're creating shared parameter is for us to be able to reuse any parameter that we will be creating here to our future family that we will be needing these parameters. So we will be using shared parameters. I'm going to teach you how to do that. Okay, so to do that, you just need to select first, for example, the 610. Okay, for example, we are going to create a parameter from this. We're going to assign parameter to our 610 dimension. So to do that, so let's select create parameter. So on the parameter properties, I'm going to select your shared parameter. So I click that and then let's select your select. So as you can see, I already have the parameters here created. But let's say, for example, you are just starting and you don't know how to create a shared parameter. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you how to do that. So I select your edit. So let's say we're going to start from scratch. So I select your create. So let's start from scratch. So I go up one level and then you just create a folder here where you want to save that shared parameter. Okay, so I'll just create a new folder. For example, this is my company shared parameter. All right, then let's go inside and then just put the name for that one. Okay, so that's the file name that I'll be using, the text file, and then I select here save. There you go. So as you can see, it's now empty because this is a new set of parameters. So to create, let's create first a group here. So let's create a new one. Now for the new group, So we will be adding here our name. So this is for the dual duct VAB box. And then I select here, okay. There's our group, the parameter group. Okay. Hmm, wait. So instead of doing this, so how about I'll just change it to mechanical. Okay, so to make it more specific, so mechanical VAB box. Okay, so that's the group name, the parameter group name. Okay, now as you can see, new here is now available. So I'm going to select new. So what's the parameter? The first parameter that I'm going to create is the VAB box width. Okay, discipline is common. Type of parameter is length. Just select your OK. So that's our first parameter. So we'll be creating now more parameters. So I select here new. Okay, so this will gonna be the VAB box length. Okay, new VAB box height. New. This will be the VAB. Okay, the VAB outlet width. So that's why make sure you already have the list of the parameters that is in your mind so that it is ready for you to key in. So once needed. So VAB, what else? Outlet, oops. VAB outlet height. Okay, and then we also need a VAB inlet diameter. And then last, we need this VAB maximum CFM. So the discipline for this is HVAC, and then that will gonna be for our airflow. And then I select here OK. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to select the VAB box width because we want to assign this dimension to our VAB box width parameter. So I just select here OK. VAB box width. Okay. And then I'll just select here OK. And there you go. It's now applied there. VAB box width 610. Okay, now for this one, so I select this. So let's assign this one to another parameter. Shared parameter select. That will gonna be for our VAB box length. Length, okay, okay. So there you go. So we now have the parameter for our two dimension here. VAB box length and VAB box width. Okay, now the next thing that I'm going to do is um, let's open up the front elevation. Okay, so let's open up the front elevation and create more reference planes here. So we are still creating the skeleton of our family. So we haven't created yet the muscles. So I select here, peak lines. Then for this one is 127. Okay, so I pick up, pick down. There you go. And then same procedure, let's add a dimension here. Pick EQ. There you go. Okay, and then we're going to assign that to a parameter. Okay, so I'm going to select this dimension. Let's go ahead and assign that to another parameter. Select VAB box height. Okay, so that will gonna be the height parameter. Okay, now the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and select this reference plane, and then I'm going to put a name on that. Okay, so let's say this will gonna be my VAB box bottom. So that's the bottom part. And then I apply. Okay. Now the next thing is I'm going to open the create. I'm going to set the work plane. Okay, using the name option here, I'm going to select the reference plane that's I just renamed to VAB Box Bottom. So I select this one. So meaning to say I'm putting the work plane here to this reference plane. Okay, it's like the UCS. You're putting the UCS to this reference plane. Okay, so I'm selecting that and then I select here OK. So now that we have assigned that, the go to view dialog box now opens. So I'm going to open the floor plan reference level. So let's open up that. So we will be going back to the first floor, or I mean on the reference level. Now in this view, let's create our extrusion. Okay, so let's create the extrusion. Let's create the muscle of our family. So let's create extrusion, rectangle, and then let's pick from here. 1, 2. Okay, and then I just select here modify. I'm not going to lock it since I'm not going to create a parametric family, so just a simple one. So just select modify here, and then the next thing that we're going to do, so we need to specify the finish that one first, and then we need to specify the extrusion here, the extrusion setting. So the extrusion start is 0. Okay, and then for the extrusion end, instead of 250, so let us associate this to another parameter. So I'm going to click this button here, associate family parameter. And here in this dialog box, I'm going to select box height, VAB box height. So that will be the thickness of the extrusion. It's like, I think it's 127. Okay, so I just select here OK. There you go. Now, if we are going to open our 3D view, so you will now be able to see our model. And let's click the 3D view. There you go. Very simple. It's just a box. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create the VAB box outlet sleeve. So to do that, I'm going to open the right elevation, this one. So I want to create it to this side here, to that part, to the side part. So I'm going to open the right elevation. Okay, and then let's create reference planes again. So create reference plane, peak lines, and then I'll type in here the offset distance of 100. Okay, so I pick here, pick here, pick here, pick here, modify. Okay, and then let's put another parameter again. Let's constrain that with the dimension parameter. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Put it here. Okay, EQ. Okay, now let's assign the parameter that we have created earlier. So for this, so this will gonna be the VAB outlet width. So let's click that one, create parameter. Let's assign that. Select VAB outlet width. VAB outlet width, okay, and then okay. All right. So for this one, that will gonna be the VAB outlet height. Shared parameter, select VAB outlet height. Outlet height. This one, okay? VAB outlet height. Okay, now let's open up our 3D view. Okay, let's open up our 3D view, and then let's set the work plane to this surface here. Okay, so to do that, I go to the create, set the work plane, and then this time, instead of using a name, I'm going to pick a plane. So I select pick a plane, and then I select here OK. And since I want to create to this surface, I'm going to pick here. Okay, so now that the work plane is here, to verify, you can select show here. You can see the work plane is there already, so you can create from there. Okay, so I turn off now. Okay, now the next thing that we are gonna do is let's open up the right elevation. So again, this is the right side. So I open the right elevation here. Okay, and then let's create now our extrusion. So let's select the extrusion. Okay, and then it's just a rectangle here. So I pick 200 by 200. And then for the properties, for the extrusion start, so that will gonna be 610. And then for the extrusion end, 660. So basically the thickness of this will be 50 because 660 minus 610 is 50. So that will gonna be the thickness of this. Okay, and then let's finish now. Okay, right. So if you're going to check the 3D view, let's check. So this is now how it looks like. Okay, you click that, you see the depth is 50. Why? Because 660 minus 610, that is 50. Okay, now let's create the VAB box inlet sleeve. All right, so for this next section, so we are going to create a VAB box inlet sleeve to our previously created body. So to start that, so I'm going to select the family types here. So it allows you to enter parameter values for existing family types and add parameters to the families or create new types within the family. So I'm going to select this. Okay, and then we're going to add more parameter here. So to do that, I'm going to select add. Let's go to shared parameter again. Okay, and then let's select here the VAB inlet diameter. Oh, it's wrong spelling. Let me just modify the name. Hopefully I can still change. Oh, I can't change anymore. Mm, it's okay. VAB inlet diameter. So let's just create a new one. VAB inlet. Hey, just make sure that that parameter that you will be deleting is not yet applied to the other part of your 3D model of your family. Okay? The reason why I deleted that because it is not yet applied to other part of the family. But if it is already applied, so think first. Okay? If you really want to delete that. All right, so I just select again. So basically I'm just creating it again. So I select that and then let's select here okay. So valve inlet diameter. Okay. All right. Select okay. There you go. So there's the VAB inlet diameter. So let's put a dimension here. So I'm gonna put 100. Okay. And then after typing 100, so let's add another parameter here. So this time around, I'm not going to create a shared parameter, just a family parameter. So let's put a name here. So for the name, this will gonna be the inlet radius. Okay, inlet radius. And then I'm going to put it under the group other. Okay, group other inlet radius length. There you go. So it's now under the group other. Now, instead of typing here a value, I'm going to use a formula. Okay, I'm going to use the formula that from the VAB inlet. I'm going to use the VAB inlet diameter. I copy that because for the formula, make sure the capitalization is the same if you're going to use that for the formula. Okay, so VAB inlet diameter over 2. And then I select here apply. It becomes 50. Why? Because 100 divided by 2 equals 50. So if I make this 150, it will become 75 when I apply. There you go. Okay, so let's just now select here OK. So after we create the parameter. The next thing that we're going to do is let's open up the left elevation. And then I'm going to change here because as you can see, I can still see the extrusion here. So I'm gonna change the visual style to hidden, so it will be hidden. Okay. Now next, I'm going to select all the reference planes which define the VAB outlet sleeve a while ago that we have created. So I'm gonna go ahead and select this, hold control. So I'm going to hide this. Okay. And then after that, let's hide that for clarity. There you go. So for clarity. Now let's create another dimension here or reference plane. So create reference plane. For the offset distance, I'm going to type 125. Okay. And then, oops, sorry, it should be peak lines 127. So I'm going to pick here and to the other side. There you go. And then, like what we did a while ago, so we're going to constrain that EQ. This will gonna be 254. And then I'm gonna go ahead and select this. Same procedure. So let's select this one. Then let's create a parameter for that. So that will gonna be the inlet center. Okay, so inlet center, default settings, I select here OK. There you go. Okay, now after creating these constraints, I'm gonna open here the front elevation. And then you see this one. This is the left side, right? So I'm going to select this reference plane here. And then I'm going to put a name on it. Okay, so I'm going to put a name, so that will gonna be the VAB inlet, right? So VAB inlet for that one. There you go. So there's down the name. Now I'm going to modify again the work plane and then put it on this reference plane. So if you still remember to do that, you can go to the create and then you go to the work plane, which is this one, set work plane. And then for the name here, we are going to select VAB inlet. So meaning to say, we are putting the reference or our work plane to that side, to that reference plane, because we're going to create our model to that side. So I'm going to select here OK. And then we're going to open the left. Okay. So we are going to open the left side there. So let us now select OK here. Right. Okay, so let us now create here our extrusion. So extrusion, circle. So I'm going to pick here. So for the radius, let me type 75. 75. All right. And then for the extrusion start, I'll just make it 0. And then for the extrusion end, minus 100. Okay. And then I just select here apply. And then I select here check. There you go. So in 3D view, this is how it looks like. See? Okay. Okay, but going back again to our left side, so let us add here a radial parameter. Okay, so let us constrain that also. So I'm going to select radial here, then I'm going to pick here. So that will be 75. So same with this one. Okay, just like what we are doing to this type of parameter. So after we put the dimension, so I'm going to select that. And then let us apply that to our parameter. So I select this. So shared parameter, I select here select. So that will gonna be, oops, we don't have yet the parameter. Inlet radius, no inlet radius. So let's select that, click the drop down, inlet radius. So this will be the inlet radius. There you go. So let's select that. So we assign that to our inlet radius. There you go. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create the VAB box control. Okay, the VAB control box. So to do that, I'll just change the view again to the 3D. Okay, and then as you can see, this is somewhat annoying. So I'm going to hide that. So I'm going to type VP, go to annotation categories, and then just uncheck that. I don't want to see that. All right, so we are going to place the work plane to this side. So I have shown you that earlier. So let's go to the create, set work plane. So instead of name, let's pick a plane. Let's select OK, and then let's click this side here. So what is this side? If you check out your 3D view cube here, so it says here front. So let's go to the front. Okay, so let's double click the front. Okay, and then after that, let's create another reference plane. So reference plane, peak lines, and then I'm gonna type here 51. Okay, so 51. Then I'm going to pick this. There you go. Okay, and then I'm gonna type here offset again. I'm gonna type change the value again of our offset, so 300. So I'm going to offset that 300. Okay, and then I select here modify. Now the next thing that we are going to do, let's create the extrusion. Okay, so let's create the extrusion. So I select extrusion. That is just a rectangle. So I'm gonna pick here. I'm gonna pick here, and then modify. All right. So for this one, so let's change the extrusion end. So I want to make this 305, and then select check to finish. All right, so let's check the 3D. I think there's something wrong. Yeah. So I select this one. Mm, let's say this will gonna be uh, 406, and then the start is 305. There you go. So we will be doing also the same thing to the other side. So this time around, instead of redoing again the process, since we just want this to be created also to the other side, you can use mirror. Okay, so let's go to the top view, and then let's select this mirror, mirror draw axis. Okay, so it's not allowing us. It's because of the work plane. All right, so let's set the work plane first. Set the work plane to this surface. There you go. Okay, let's go again to the top. Let's click this mirror. There you go. All right. Okay, so for example, that's now our control box. Now, the next thing that we're going to do, we are done already on the body of our family. The next thing that we're going to do, let's put a connector. So we're going to attach the outlet duct connectors. Okay, so to do that, we are going to do it in the 3D view. So let's add a connector to this side. Okay, so I go to the create, and then duct connector. Make sure face is selected. Okay, and then I'm going to select this face here. So I want to put a connector to that. Okay, now I'm gonna click this connector, and then you see there's a small plus sign there. So I'm going to click that to associate this family parameter. So I select this one. Okay, so that is height. So I'm gonna associate that to VAB outlet height. There you go. This one is to VAB outlet width. There you go. Okay. And then let's select that again. Let's modify the properties here. So let us specify the flow direction. The flow direction, this will gonna be the outlet. So I select this, I select out. Okay, so that will gonna be the outlet. And then this will gonna be a supply air. So that will gonna be the system classification. Okay, so what else? So for the flow, okay, so for the flow, I'm going to click the associate family parameter here. So I'm going to add a new one. So I click this. All right, so I'm gonna type here VAB outflow. Okay, and then I'll just put it on the instance parameter. Okay, then let's just select your OK. So it's grouped under mechanical flow. So I just select your OK. All right, so just select OK. So it's now assigned there. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to do is after doing the outlet, so let's go to the inlet. Okay, so let's attach connectors to the inlet duct. Okay, so let's go to the create. Then let's go to the, oh, before that, so let's create another parameter here. So let's go to the family types. Let's create a new one. Okay, and then let's put a name here, duct inlet radius. Okay, so duct inlet radius. Okay, so that is length. Okay, and then let's just put it on the other also. Other. Okay, then let's select here OK. So it's now here on the other. So we are going to create another formula here. So I'm gonna use the inlet radius and then put it here. And then I want to add 2 millimeters to that. Okay, so inlet radius plus 2 millimeters, and then I'm going to select apply. So we are expecting this to be 77. So I select apply here. There you go, and then OK. So now let's add the connector. So oops, let's me just cancel this. So create duct connector. Okay, so make sure this is face. So let's pick here. Let's pick here. So as you can see, that one is rectangular connector. So I'm going to select both the connector and then change the shape here. So instead of rectangular, let's make that round. Okay, and then for the flow direction, this is our inlet. So I select here in. Okay, and then system classification, so it's the same, it's a supply air, and then let's associate the diameter to the parameter. So the diameter here, so I select the associate family parameter, and then let's look for the duct inlet radius, the one that we just created, and then select OK. There you go. Okay, and then for the flow, let's click that one, flow. And then let's add a parameter. So we're not going to use the outflow here. So let's create a new one. Okay, so this will gonna be our inlet flow. Oops. Okay, so this will gonna be instance. So that we can see that here on the instance properties later on when we load it. So inlet flow, it's under mechanical flow. All right, so let's select here. Okay, inlet flow. There you go. Okay, so that's it. So we just finished our family. Now let's test this out. Okay, so let's test this one if our connectors will work, if we will be able to create our duct from our equipment. Okay, so let's save this one first. Okay, so this will gonna be our dual duct VAB. Okay, options, just make it one maximum backup. There you go. So let's create a new project here. New mechanical template. Okay. Finally, we are done. So let's go to the 3D. Let's load this to our project. Load into the project. And there you go. All right. Okay. So let's check out on our 3D view. So you can create your model here. So let's check. So I click that and then I click this one. There you go. There's your duct. So you are able to lay out your model, right? You want to go up. Let's go 1000. There you go. Apply. Oops, sorry. All right, so here to this side, so let's click that. So we have our inlet here. There you go. I'm just doing this in 3D, but of course you can do it also in our floor plan view, section view, or elevation view. Okay, there you go. So it's working now. So basically, this is how you create your simple family using your shared parameters, using your extrusion. So hopefully you learned something from this video. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can put it on the comment section below and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. Okay? So once again, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.